G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is an anti-armor 10mm pistol with 25% faster fire rate. I look forward to glocking people with this. Special thanks to Jay for hooking me up with this bad boy. So a nice 2-star weapon will give us a nice damage boost, not only from the anti-armor legendary effect prefix, but the fire rate, so we'll see how that goes. We're sitting at 98 fire rate, which I think this thing is usually at 75, so pretty stock standard fire rate with that boosted, but it's going to net a whole lot of DPS for us. We've got the stinging magazine, which means we've only got 15 shots, but I wasn't going to, chuck on the perforating magazine, even though we would get more damage per bullet that way. We'd be missing out on 3 in our magazine, which is kind of significant when you're firing this quickly. And obviously, we're going to be using this with Gorilla because using automatic 10mm pistols is just going to increase the DPS so much, and as you can tell, it's got that Hot Rod Shark paint on it. I got that from Nuclear Winter, so the gun is extra toothy with that true long barrel there. Also got the true grip as well for hipfire accuracy and boosting that stat, so that means we'll be a little bit more accurate off the bat in VATS before we get concentrated fire going. Let's go ahead and chuck some perks into this, and of course we're just going for the stock standard sort of guerrilla approach to my gunslinger build. So we'll chuck on 9 ranks of the gorilla perk there, and of course we've got one more in luck, so bloody mess goes on. Again, I'm cutting a lot of corners here, but the main go with this is we're going to be using this in VATS to maximize our damage with all of these things, because honestly the gun can't really stand on its own. As you can tell, we're only doing 52 damage. I think a fully spec'd handmade rifle of non-legendary boosted things does like 90 damage, so we're at a huge disadvantage there. Oh, she's a bit foggy today, boys. Anyways, so here we are outside of the Muties Plaza, and here's my 10mm pistol. I've got a dot reflex sight this time. So here are my buffs, that 3 intelligence and 20 more carry weight doing us well. We've only got 60 seconds more of that though. And unyielding armor as, oh, okay, the fog's gone. And apparently some dumb cunt in here has decided to use their plasma weapons and basically melted a lot of these super mutants here, so we might not see a lot of spawns here, but as you can tell, starting this thing off, it's firing extremely fast. It's basically like a little Glock, isn't it? It's actually quite a big Glock. 10mm pistols are fucking massive, like, compared to other things. And instead of complaining, like, this won't be another episode about me complaining about how Gunslinger and Guerrilla builds are so much more hard to do than other builds. In fact, I'm gonna offer some solutions. First of all, you need to introduce new weapons. Reintroduce the, what's it called, the Deliverer from Fallout 4. For some reason in this asset flippy game, the one thing that they didn't decide to port over was the Deliverer. That either means A, they forgot about it, or B, they're saving it for later. Hopefully the latter is what we are getting with this, so we can actually have a decent endgame stealthy approach to a gunslinger build, because what have we got right now? We've got 10mm with hardened receivers or prime receivers, depending on which one takes your fancy, or pipe guns with suppressors and semi-auto receivers, 45 receivers, which honestly, that's not going to cut it. So if we get something like the Deliverer back to be a nice powerhouse compared to whatever else is there, yeah, I reckon that'd be a good solution to that. So we'll move in. And just to show you how much of effect of anti-armor has, I've just got this blade one, and I managed to remember to switch the paint job so you can easily tell, and so I can easily tell. But a shot to the torso with the bloodied doing 47, obviously the bloodied not getting us any extra damage, 60 in the torso there, so a pretty solid damage increase there actually, so yeah, not too bad. So having a little bit of a look at what the anti-armor can do this time, because we all know that science is fun, right? Science testing and experimenting, and my hypothesis was that the anti-armor would do slightly more damage, and I reckon it does significantly more damage, an extra half damage, extra 50%, maybe not as much, but as you can tell, it's a good bonus from it. Obviously, when you get to Nerd Rage threshold, the blade will begin to outpace it, but if you're not keen on doing a blade build, you just want a little bit more punch in your 10mm pistol per shot, then yeah, you can go pretty well with the anti-armor version of this thing. And that fire rate too is just going to boost that DPS so much. If I had a bloodied fire rate regular 10mm, I reckon that'd be sick. I probably might even use it more than my bloodied explosive. In fact, I don't use my bloodied explosive all that much, and the main reason is because if we're in close quarter situations like this, you can't really afford to be blowing yourself up. So I think in a way, this is actually quite an effective weapon, because you don't have to actually, take 2 steps back sometimes when something is too close, namely melee dudes, to see, I forgot I killed those blokes, to, step back and shoot at an enemy, from safety, without in your own splash damage radius. What the fuck am I jumping on here? I know there's one more dude in here. There he is. And obviously, since this thing uses, comparatively low AP per shot compared to other weapons, concentrated fire does boost that damage, or boost that accuracy very, very quickly. And you'll find that with pistols anyway, that... I didn't kill that guy. That was sloppy of me. But you'll find with pistols that the base accuracy is weak anyway. I haven't got 15 perception on this character anyway, because I'm just not spec to that. I've tried to push perception as far as I can go, boosting luck and what's it called? Agility too much. And okay, apparently I need to actually make sure my shots are counting here. I'm not focusing enough on the weapon, but as you can tell, it's just slaughtering everything in here. The stealth gorilla build is only boosted by good weapons, and obviously the 10mm pistol of the anti-armor and more fire rate is a good weapon. Could probably do this with a pipe gun though, but obviously this is going to be more effective. So, the humble 10mm pistol does alright. That was a completely unnecessary reload. I will learn from my mistakes and then reload again when there's nobody shooting at me. Yes, that works. Okay, secondary ideas when it comes to having making gunslinger builds better in endgame situations. You've got weapons like the 14mm pistol, or I think it was later retconned to 12.7mm in Fallout New Vegas. If you need a big old heavy hitting thing, it'll be like a step above the 44 magnums. It'll be firing a bigger bullet, which means you can make it do, I don't know, 10 to 50% more base damage than it, so you can actually, hit things really hard and do well in an end game build, because you had those options in Fallout New Vegas. In Fallout 4 Fallout 4 and 76, you kind of fucked if you want to go for a gunslinger build. Obviously, it's the same sort of principal ideals and everything. You just spam criticals as much as you can to artificially boost your damage, but you could make it so much more viable back in Fallout New Vegas. Remember the Ranger Sequoia? The big old revolver the dude was holding? Okay, it's not the revolver the dude is holding at the front of the game, but, it's a big old iron. It's a big meme. It's a good weapon. Can actually do pretty well if you've got it spec'd right. So, yeah. I mean, we are doing really well right now, but this is just... It's a stealth gorilla. You can't really not do well. It's like stealth commando light. So stepping into the light, let's move on to something else. Oh my god, they gotta do something about this weird lighting stuff, because you look like you've been ghoulified if you stand there like that. Yikes. Okay, time to kill Swan very quickly. Looks like we weren't getting the sneak attack boost as much. Oh wait, no, we were getting them. Just took 2 and a bit mags, or 1 and a bit mags. How about a sheep squatch fight, eh? You tanky bastard. Alright, so apparently we're just going to be shooting this guy for like a decade before we get him, but we're making good progress against him. For some reason, our sneak attack criticals are sometimes being completely... What are you screaming at? They're just being rejected at. They're just lagging the health bar back up. But apparently, whatever was aggroing him there is not aggroing him now. Yeah, all of that screaming ain't gonna work. You ain't got no echolocation powers like a Scotch Beast. Oh, it was you drawing the aggro. You're dead now. And I got a suppressor's sickle. Yay. And it's straight onto the crab killing section. Let's see how we do against the glowing ones. We've got glow sight, so I think we've got those blokes covered. Let's go for a long range shot. Absolutely no problem. Gunfu will switch us on to the next target, and then we can kill a radroach. We fucking wrecked him. We showed him who's boss that time. Alright, we'll throw a grenade out because I don't see any other creature around here. Mummy comes out, and then we can bust her face. We'll go for our spouts next, just to make sure they're out of the picture. Not quite reaching it, but instead of hitting her and bats again, we'll just go for some good old sneak attack criticals like that. So it is still struggling a little bit against the My Alert Queen, but since I'm being stealthy enough to, you know, make sure she doesn't attack us, then it's still doing okay. So it gets the pass there, but only because my build's good enough to make it work. Alrighty, let's see what the train yard smash has for us today. Apparently it's a Robo Brain with a Tesla rifle. They still managed to miss with a Tesla rifle, and if nothing says the AI has bad aim more than that sentence, then I don't know what does. Yep, looks like the robot crew around here, which should be easy pickings if they're dumb Protectrons, but we might have to actually worry about these guys if they turn out to be Mr. Gutsies. It appears that it was just the Protectron gang who's sitting in this place. They've claimed it. I don't know what they expect to find out of this place other than rust, but you know, they're there for a reason. They keep things fresh. That's why I like the train yard smash. And nothing is in here, so yeah, we can clean up Protectrons and shit pretty easily if we use stealth. That's kind of the basics of everything at this point. You just be stealthy, you kill everything quite easily. Alrighty, let's see if we've drawn some ghouls and not some ash piles this time. Yep, I'd say we're good to go, to be honest. And ooh, these can chimes for me. Well, thank you very much. I do like server jumping to get some ghoul kills and then get rewarded with extra bullets. That's very helpful. So right now you're just seeing me just sort of sit here, just be a big old camper and using gun fu to my advantage, because having a weapon that can fire this fast, uses that little AP and does that much damage, obviously the sneak attack damage multipliers are working well for me here, is very good with gun fu, and you can tell that pistols are going to be good for it because, well, if you're a veteran of other Fallout games, you know that they've got AP usage that is low, but there's literally a big old revolver on the gun fu perk, so you know, there's that. Oh no, we're going to get detected, but just kidding, we've got escape artist. Ha, old mate thought I was outside. And now we have to actually use our own aim, which is why I've just been using VATS exclusively this whole time, you see. He was checking inside the bus. They're actually having a decent look this time rather than just bumming around, and there's radworms. Well, that's a shame. Oh, there's a goo pile. That's annoying. And it looks like these ghouls must have all conjoined in the same goo pile because there's none of them around. If you use energy guns, what they should do is they should do what they used to do with people who used bayonets during the late stages of the war and just kind of like gut you with them. So yeah, but like in real life, because okay, just kidding, but it's fucking annoying, alright? It's really fucking annoying. Hang on. Oh, the mate have all run outside. Where do you think you're going, mate? He's going to hell, straight back where he came from, I suppose. As Dance would have said, send them back to hell. Dirty synth. Alright, who else have we got out here? Because apparently I haven't been as thorough as I thought I would have been. That one's already dead, although the physics on his apparel moved, which would lead me to believe that he's not dead. I'll find him. And now we are clear. Yes? Alright, so what I'm going to do now is look at these visual bugs. This is what happens when you try to load into too many goddamn white springs too many times in a row. The game breaks on you. You get all of these pixelated fuzzies, and I'll be taking these now. Okay, I can't take them. Whatever. Okay, I should probably remember to finish my thoughts between clips, but what I meant to do is go into Nerd Rage threshold, so now we're getting 92 damage, which is kind of like the majorly buffed handmaids at completely 100% health, but whatever. And we've also got some special stats happening here. 30 in perception, it's pretty good. That's accuracy. Agility and luck are up there too. More criticals, a hilarious number for our AP count, so yeah, that's cool. Apparently those gun zombies are already dead, so I guess we'll move on straight to the big boy, eh? Hitting him for 50 in the leg there, and now we shall start to spam this thing. Ow, please stop that. I'm warning you, I've got an anti-armor 10mm. I'm glad he didn't do his follow-up blast there. Oh, it's because we weren't detected. Yes, of course, that's exactly what happened. Despite them using echolocation, they'll still face in your... I mean, of course they'll face in your general direction. Still, Well, what we'll do now is just clean up a couple of these bastards so we can get... Oh, there's an eyebot down there. Yes, got him. Our most important kill of the day has been made now. We can all... It's all downhill from here. Nothing will be quite as good. Let's see if we can't pull this one out of the ground. Nope, that's not gonna happen. Wham! Surprise cut Scorch Beast fight. Out of range again. Let me just lure him in a little bit closer. Or rather, he'll do that himself. In the meantime, what we can do is take out trash mobs and avoid that blanket of acid that is going to immediately kill me. That, my friends, is the power of also respawn bugs, but the power of rejuvenated. If you don't watch that food bar, you'll immediately go down to 1 HP and it'll kill ya. See, I'm missing precisely 25% of that food bar. That has killed me so many times that it's my kryptonite. Fuck you, rejuvenated, you shit perk. I'll swap you out for adamantium skeleton instead. Oi, excuse me, we've got a fight, we've got a score to settle here, mate. This time you won't be able to fucking get me so cheap. So what we'll do is we'll hit him in the noggin, see if we can't smash that face of his. I think he's seen us. That was a Scorch Beast kill right there. That was a fucking trade kill. We got him. Now, in normal circumstances, I'd chuck on something like, oh yeah, we got him too. Nice trade kill. Serendipity, but in the, I wanted to get more damage out of it, and I have paid the price. So 2 unnecessary deaths there just for my own incompetence, but again, the limitations of this thing really is range, so yeah, there's that. Alright, back to where I was. Probably call the video there. So 117 damage, 117. Is that Master Chief's number from Halo? He's got, that's his Spartan number, right? But yep, I think you get the point of this thing. Taking out that Scorch Beast, well, it was kind of easy, I guess. It's definitely not a anti-Scorch Beast weapon, because generally they'll fly out of this thing's optimal range, especially if you've got a suppressor on, but for close range mobbing stuff, it's actually got quite a nice punch to it. As you can tell, when we're in the close quarters environments of Super Mutant's place, it tore up. It was really, really good. So yeah, there's a little bit of an idea of what a 10mm can do with its anti-armor and also fire rate. I'm kind of stating the obvious there. Okay, video's over. You can fuck off now. Thank you for watching, guys.